Hi Ivanka, thank you very much for having me here. It's a great pleasure.
Likewise.
My first question would be your general perspective on the supply chain today. So what has changed and what has remained the same?
Okay, let's start with what I think has remained the same over the years and will remain the same for many, many years to come. For us, it's very much related to that in the supply chain you will still need to deliver your goods on time and in full to your customer. Without having the right service levels to your customers, you have no seat at the table. What has changed over the year is the speed of the supply chain. So where in the past you could deliver in day 1 for day 4, today you have to deliver next day or even same day delivery.
If you look at today's key success factors, so what would that be?
There are a few. For me, definitely, as I said before, it is your customer first mentality and make sure that within the organization it's well understood what that means. Secondly, you need to have an agility in your organization and in your supply chain that you can respond fast to the changing environment. Collaboration, building ecosystems is a critical success factor. Collaboration across the entire supply chain, starting from the customer all the way back to the suppliers and anything that is in between. And learn how to operate within the ecosystem. So less of a sequential supply chain, but much more having partnerships to leverage each other's strengths.
So how do you find, how do you groom talent, how do you develop it?
Yeah, so for me talent is a few things, and nowadays the capabilities that we require are fundamentally different than what it was a few years ago. So within Philips we have a lot of talent programs. So we have, for example, a young professional program. These are people that are either in their first or second rotation of their career. We rotate them across the different businesses in the organization, different countries, different functions, different whatsoever, and really make them the next leaders of supply chain. We also have fly high programs, or basically for people that are a bit longer in the organization, so that we also untap the talent in this group. And it is a similar program. They work on cross-functional projects. We give them a lot of opportunity to develop them as well in the digital landscape. And then last but not least, of course, we also recruit externally. And we try to create a nice mix and balance with people from within the organization, external people, and we look very much also to the diversity of the teams.
So what is in your eyes, in your view, required to be a good supply chain leader today?
So be agile, be fast. So I'm very fast in responding. I need to have a very good team, so I need to have an inclusive and diverse team with the right capabilities. So a good mix of traditional supply chain capabilities as well as digital capabilities. And last but not least, but celebrate the success. And I think sometimes that is forgotten in the supply chain, that we're very good in solving issues and the quiet achievers, but we're not always good in celebrating.
So you've just talked about your digital strategy, your digitization of the supply chain. Can you please elaborate a bit on this, what you do?
There will be nothing else than what other companies are doing. So we are adopting Industry 4.0. We're applying artificial intelligence, machine learning in a lot of our core processes in the supply chain. Think about planning, forecasting, inventory management, things like that. We have set out a roadmap for the coming 3 years on how we're going to achieve that.
If you were to give an advice to a young supply chain leader, what would it be?
What I would say to a young professional is make sure that you continue to learn. Never stand still. The world is changing so fast and you have to change with the changes outside, in the outside world. And embrace technology. So embrace technology, think about robotization, augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and these kind of things.